So where were you on the 15th of April 1989? Well, I remember where I was. I was sitting in my friend's house and we had our other friend there. We were just watching the television, and then next minute on the news, chaos. We heard the awful news of what had happened. Yeah, it was the day that Liverpool were playing in the FA semi-final at one of the most famous grounds now for this disaster, Hillsborough, and all the fans have been coming, all the Liverpool fans have been coming to the match, and there was some delays on the M62, which is the motorway that goes from Liverpool all the way over to Sheffield, and the police were seeing all these like 5,000 fans outside, so they decided to open one of the extra gates. The Liverpool fans were given the smaller end, the Leppings Lane end, even though Liverpool have more fans than Nottingham Forest. And the police just opened it without having any police there inside. Suddenly all these fans were in the tunnel and they were pushing the other fans through, and no one realised at the front people were getting crushed, people were getting asphyxiated while they were standing. Anyway, the disaster enveloped, and the fans were jumping onto the pitch, and it was only at 3:06 after the game had been playing since 3 o'clock that the ref blew the whistle and stopped the game. The ages ranged from 10 right the way up. There was men, there was women, there was obviously children. The youngest was 10-year-old cousin of Steven Gerrard, the Liverpool Football Club captain. What happened from the time that these events happened to the time that the ambulances eventually got there? There was lots of questions that were going on as to why on the day only one ambulance got through, even though there was 44 ambulances outside. Of the 96 people that lost their lives due to this tragedy, only 14 were taken to the hospital on the day. The police were trying to say, oh well, the fans were drunk, and there was all these ticket, like fake, there was all fake outside, and there was lots of problems, so that's why they opened the gates. They were trying to blame all the Liverpool fans for all this disaster. But now 23 years on, all the families have been fighting, the people of Liverpool have been fighting to try and find the truth, and the truth at last has been found. So on the 12th of September 2012, eventually the truth is out. A report was eventually made. Yes, there was a massive cover-up. The police tried to blame the fans for everything that had happened. They tried to shift the blame from themselves and the emergency services. It was found 116 of the 164 police reports were amended or altered to dismiss anything that was unfavourable towards the police. The report states that of the 96 that died, 41 potentially could have survived. They said at 3:50 that nobody had the potential to survive. This is what the police and the reports were saying at the time. This was in fact untrue. The police, to try and lay blame to the fans, made sure that they had taken blood samples from them to test for alcohol, and they'd done this even to the children. Police run background checks on the police computers of all the victims to try and find out if they had any criminal background. Again, in their attempts to try and put the blame onto the victims themselves. The report came out and stated that there was failure in police control and multiple failure in the other agencies that were there that should have been protecting all the fans on the day. The report conclusively stated that the fans neither caused or contributed to the deaths. It's absolutely disgusting that it took 23 years of the Liverpool people and the Hillsborough support group fighting for the justice for the 96 that they were fighting for. Police changed statements, they hid things, they totally tried to put the whole of the blame onto the Liverpool fans. It showed on the CCTV footage that they also tried to hide that it wasn't the fans. At the time, the chief of Yorkshire Police was feeding through the MP to the news agency. They were saying all these really bad things about the Liverpool people. Of course, the Sun ran the big article, The Truth. Well, the truth is that the Sun lied, the police lied, the ambulance service lied, all these people lied, and yet 96 people died through this incident. I think it just shows the fact that people from Liverpool all stick together. They know when something bad's happened and they're going to fight it. They're going to fight for justice. There's so many people that have been involved to try and get the truth out. I'm really proud to be a person from Liverpool, because this is what we're all about. Sticking up for us, our families and our friends. Even now, the apologies are coming through. The Prime Minister, David Cameron, apologised. Boris Johnson, the Mayor of London, apologised after some pushing, and we eventually got the FA, Bernstein, to apologise. Okay, but what about the Sun? Oh yeah, 23 years later, they apologised. 23 years later, Kelvin MacKenzie apologised. How can you say the Liverpool supporters urinated on the dying fans? They pickpocketed the dying fans. They even said that they beat up a PC that was given the kiss alive. I think this is disgusting, because it was proved that the fans were actually trying to help the people who were pulling them out of the crowds. We tried to get the other fans were trying to come down, but the police were cording them off and they wouldn't let them come in to help. Yet they let the ambulances stay outside. Justice is eventually done. Nothing can bring back the lives of these people, but at least the families can now rest and find the truth. So now You'll Never Walk Alone is number one. That's the solidarity of the people. So that's my take. Justice for the 96, it has been done.